Yeah, we live. Give me a second. Let some of you guys tune in. This I gotta get charged. Let some of you guys tune in, man. I need you guys to start hitting the like button. I'm really about to turn up when it pertaining to this knowledge and information. It's about to get turned up. The documentations that I'm holding on to, we're about to put an end to all this fuckery that's going on. You know, I already got you guys' brains already working when I give you the names like Albert Christian and, you know what I'm saying, William S. Crowdy, you know what I'm saying, things that's gonna automatically make you question every time, whether you standing on it or not. Every time you in those atmospheres, those names will come up. Every time you hear keeping the commands, Albert Christian is gonna come up every time. Every time. Because I told you. Start hitting these like buttons, man. These like buttons got to get hit at all times. At all times. At all times, this joint got to get hit, man. But now that I got that out the way, let me share this because I want this to be. I want this to go to baby girl too. Matter of fact, she comes on. She comes on. Hold on. 23 minutes, perfect. I'll be right on time, so time I said I was gonna arrive. So yeah. So let me start off by definitely giving all shout outs and thanks and glory to the ancestors, to the creators, to the El Kebulan deities that hover over us, that's waiting for us to call on them, to reach for that power, and to all the El Kebulan kidnaps, all of y'all, every single one of y'all that's you know what I'm saying, that's coming from and struggling and descendants of those that was violated. You understand, pimping? You feel me? Cool. So I wanted to come on right now to address. I wanted to address a remark that was left on the comment, and I didn't want to. I'm not gonna make it into me, you know, disrespecting or bashing. I just want to give some clarity to the question that was asked. Now, the thing that was said was, y'all a bunch of, you know, ninjas, all talk, no action. Cool. Now, and it was a little bit more, but I'm just gonna keep that for layman's terms because I wanted to address it accordingly. Now, my talks and anything that I bring forth to anybody and to anyone, my talks is literally one thing and one thing only. You understand? Is to give brothers and sisters a proper direction into the ways of living life. Because the life that we live is incorrect. The life that we live, the way that we see things is incorrect. We're not seeing it from the vocals and the pupils of your descendant. You're seeing it from the pupils and the vocals of those that impose, oppress, cause stress, murder, destruction, trauma. That's the eyes you see that from. Me being that individual who has broken the matrix. Like I know, and that this is not me tuning my own horn, acting like I am Mr. Know-It-All, because I don't know it all. But I broke it. I broke the code enough to understand the tools that's being used by such individuals. You understand? I understand what's being done and how these things is being done and why these things is being done and the causes that it do to individuals. You understand? So for me, when you say I'm all talk and no action, it's really not a clarity, because for one, you not around me to see this. I'm not the man that's you see on the internet, and then when the internet turns off, he's a whole different individual. Nah, I'm still that same Jones. I'm still on that righteous type of time. I'm just more invested back into my community than I was when I was invested into this religious. Because when I was in the religion, my religion was keeping me away from what the real problem was: the spiritual collision, the disconnect, the lack of understanding, the lack of trust within themselves. It was just so much going on within our community. But we're so focusing on trying to please a God that put us in these circumstances. So to address the system or the brother, or to address the individual, I've never came on here giving you guys a talk. Never came on here giving you guys a promise. I never came here promising, giving you nothing. The only thing I promised was to continue keeping my foot on necks. And this is no disrespect to the brother, I'm not Dr. Umar. I'm not promising you a school and asking for you to donate money. You see, when you hear people saying they all talk, no action, you got to be an investment. You got to invest something. You got to invest more than just your time, because you can listen to me speak while you're doing something. That's like playing music while playing video games. You can be preoccupied with the occupation. You understand? So when you're not investing money into a cause, like if I don't present to you, if I don't come to you with a proposal, and the proposal says, look, if you give me such and such, I'm able to do such and such. But the way that I was able to get your attention was with the things that I delivered, the way that I spoke it. Damn, he's speaking. Oh yeah, I want to see what this is about. And because of that, you are willing to invest your money into me, and I take this money and I do something with it, right? But you can't say something like that to somebody like me when there was never a proposal on the table, when there was never a contract on the table. None of these things ever took place, ever, nor did I ask. And shout out to those that do send bread, but they sending bread out of love. It wasn't out of a contract that was written and individuals. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It was a contract that was written, and individuals is waiting for their end to see. They want to see their investment. That's when it becomes all talk, no action. So, but if you want to know personally what I'm doing, personally I'm getting my house in order. Personally, I'm releasing these demons that's coming in inside my house, these evil spirits that are upset that I have separated myself from this ideology. And they try to use their tactics to cause a level of fear and cause me to degrade, to return back to the foolishness. But in reality, I'm not doing that. You understand? In reality, I'm sticking to the script. I'm sticking to finding out who we are. I'm sticking out to knowing my ancestral roots. I'm sticking to reading black literature, seeing black minds, people that got the mentality like me, that can see what I'm seeing. I'm not the only one that's seeing this. You know what I'm saying? We come from a particular a spiritual line, bro. And you gotta know when your mind and your body and your soul is talking to you, bro. You understand? And that's the type of time that we on. That's the type of time that I'm on. That's my journey. That's me. That's the work that I'm putting in. fixing my family, trying to be a better me, trying to really find out what's really going on for me. If you want to come along with that journey, then shout out to you. If you want to build, you got to come with a proposal. We have to sit down, and the money got to be invested. Money got to be conversated. Something got to be gained out of this so-called all talk, no action. But if none of these things never occurred, then my actions, all my talking is only gonna be based on my actions, on whether you see it in person or you see it on the internet. That's all you're going to get, because that's all it is. You understand? You guys are so looking for a superhero. The hood is so jacked up, there's no superheroes. We're literally in a space of survival. This is about survival. This is how can I fly under the radar while all of these things is going on. I'm low out of clearing out the way, minding my business. You understand? These are the things right here, right now. You understand? Right here, right now. Right here, right now. You understand? So when somebody asks, if you ask me, why it seems like I'm all action, all talk and no action, is because you don't know me personally. You're not in my space. You're not in my crowd. You're not in my circumference. You're not around my people. You're not around me. You don't know me personally. You know what I'm saying? We got people, please understand, the internet life is different from real life. It's only a handful that really live what you see on the internet life. It's only a handful. I repeat, only a handful. I don't come out here acting like I deserve money from anybody's church, anybody's congregation, anything. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not here for that. What I'm here for is showing people the proper way to survive in this world that we're going in. That your mentality really got to be on point. That your spirit really got to be on point. That your tolerance got to be on point. That your patience got to be on point. You understand? And you may slip through the cracks. You may fall sometimes. But even in the time of falling, you remain humble. You remain in control, because your control is literally gonna determine your destiny, bro. You know what I'm saying? And one of these things that I try to educate to the people is try to let you know that you cannot have emotions in this game, bro. There's no emotions in this game. Every life that was lost, every beef that was caused, every situation that occurred within the black and brown society has caused off emotions. You cannot have emotions off what's going on in the world. You can't have emotions in this game. You gotta play this game accordingly. You understand? And when I mean accordingly, you gotta know the ins and outs. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? You can't have emotions in this game. You just got to stick to the script, right? An eye for an eye, you got to take it. You know what I'm saying? A man tried to kill me, I killed him. That's where the story stops. It stops there. It doesn't mean, oh, I'm gonna go get my get back, or I'm gonna go do this, or I'm gonna go do that. No, that's not the code. That's not the script. See, these are the things that I try to make brothers and sisters understand. So when you say that I'm all talk and no action, my actions is shown every day. Is when you see the people that surround me and the conversations that they have, and the comfortability of opening up and expressing how they feel and what's going on in their life, and how they would love to get some level of advice and helping them get to the next phase and chapter in life. Like, these are the things that, you know what I'm saying, an individual like myself is doing, bro. So when you say all talk and no action, you really got to question yourself, is who's receiving money for you to say it's all talk and no action. Because that's the only way you could ever have that kind of statement, is when money is invested and nothing is being done. That's when it's all talk and no action. But if a man never received a dollar, a penny, or a quarter, baby girl, you understand? Baby girl, you gotta relax. Facts. You gotta relax. And that's the problem. And that's one of the biggest issues. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these, a lot of you guys that come from these religious aspects, a lot of you guys that come from these scam, whatever. I'm not here to scam nobody, bro. My payments is gonna come when the ancestors believe I'm ready to get paid. I'm not here by calling at this particular moment in 2025. The creators is not sending me on a mission to take money from the people that's going through the struggle. I'm here to tell them and educate them and guide them into proper decision making, proper spending habits, having proper ways to love each other, having proper ways to love self. These are the things that I'm focusing on. These are the directions. These are the works that I'm doing. I'm not standing here telling you serve the feast days and bring your money in and doing this. No, I'm not doing that, bro. There's nothing religious. There's no tidings coming over here. If you want to ever donate, I'm going to always have my donate button. We living in America. This is a capitalistic society. Everybody want to eat. You understand? But if you guys choose to do that from the greatness of your heart, I appreciate it. But for me to ask or beg for it, nah. Why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? So I just really had to take the time out to address the individual that said that. You know what I'm saying? That said that is, all these niggas is just all talk and no action. But it's like, what action are you requiring from me? Because I don't recall us ever having a proposal. I don't recall us sitting down, breaking bread, talking bread. I don't recall these conversations ever taking place. And if these conversations never took place, then how is it all action, all talk and no action? Because if I'm all talk and we don't have no bread, like I said before, then you're measuring me based on what I do personally. You know what I'm saying? You got to know me personally to know, Jones really be living that life. Like, yeah, Jones be this, Jones be that, Jones is this, Jones is that. You understand? So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I say what I got to say to let brothers and sisters know that please don't associate me. And please don't expect as much from me as you would not expect from yourself. Whatever degree you would give yourself is what I would give you, and is what I'm willing to give. Facts. But please don't associate me with individuals or whoever, anybody that's, I believe selling something and want something in return. The only thing I want in return, like I say all the time, the only thing I want in return is to get the hood back into the kingdom. And when you ask me why, I say because we deserve it. You understand? That's why. To get the hood into the kingdom. You know why? Why? Because we deserve it. That's why. That will always be the motto. We would never deviate from that. I won't deviate from that. That will forever be the motto. And because of that motto, this is why I am literally removed, cannot be included into any conversation of people that's selling something that you invest in, that you want something in return. Because that's when it becomes all talk and no action. I have never received any level of payment from anybody other than other than, you know what I'm saying, my team members. And my team members, they did that over supporting, you know what I'm saying, the movement. You feel me? Supporting the direction, the shifting. Like, oh, whoa, you going this way? Like, yeah, we made a U-turn. You understand? But other than that, my mission remains the same, people. My mission remains the same, people. We got a tough road. We got a tough road to climb, bro. And if you worrying about me having some level of actions, my actions, the only thing that I'm worrying about is making sure that my family's in order, making sure that my Wiz is as militant as I need her to be. You know what I'm saying? Being the complete, what they call that? Being the female version of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, just know my ins and outs, know how I move, know how we move, know how things supposed to be operated in the street. You understand? Like, that's what my focus on. Focus on making sure that my son has a dad in his life that's not in jail, that's not sick, that's not dying. That these are the actions that you saying that I'm all talking, no action. Those are the actions. These are the actions that I do. You understand? These are the actions that I honestly do. Going to work, going from this job to the next job, come home to do the podcast, from the podcast do the verdict, from the verdict, and not even just the verdict even during the week, reading, look, I got the books right. Look, this is me at work, right? Look, like, all day, every day, to ensure that you guys get phenomenal information, phenomenal material. So when people say that I'm action, I'm all talking no action, like, you don't even know what you're talking about. You got to know me personally to know what I'm doing. But if you want actions to see that, like, going across the world and stuff like that, you gotta, that comes with a contract. I don't recall having these type of contracts. You understand? So that's all I got for you guys when it's pertaining to that, that type of discussion right there. You know what I'm saying? And I hope, you know what I'm saying? And I hope, what's being said does not offend the individual that said that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to offend anybody. I'm just here to create a level of clarity, because it seems like our mind is a little, you feel me? It seems like our mind is a little off, and again, we're becoming too emotional. We gotta clip that emotion. You know what I'm saying? The biggest strength is a man that can smile through fire, bro. That's the ultimate power. A man that can smile through fire, bro. Those are the things that we need, bro. So, yeah, I just wanted to just let that out. Please, people, continue supporting. Listen, my bad with these podcasts. Again, bro, I'm so sorry. I be so tired. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting older now. You know what I'm saying? Like, my son, like, my oldest is 23 years old, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting up there, man. You know what I'm saying? Your boy's getting up there, man. You know what I mean? And I be tired. You know what I mean? And then I gotta preserve my energy for this young one that's gonna end up becoming big, and, you know what I'm saying, wanna try new things and play sports and basketball and boxing, because these are the things that I'm gonna put him in. Karate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want him to know how to disarm somebody, and I want him to master that joint, bro. Like, facts. Like, I really want him to master that joint. But I'm gonna have the podcast. I'm gonna have the podcast later on tonight. No, today's Tuesday, so it'll be up on a Wednesday. I have it up for you guys on Wednesday, and then I hope to see you guys more often, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to get the numbers higher than it needs to be, man. We need to start reaching the masses. We need to start reaching other areas. We need to start reaching Florida, Chicago. We need to start reaching St. Louis, Alabama, Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? Georgia. And bring forth this way of life, this proper way of life, this righteous way of life. You heard? And it's your brother, man, and I'm a holler. One.